Camera Mandy, I know there was a big conspiracy and little Rin and Patrick and others of your cohorts were involved in this whole snail thing. Yes, these little cards. Yes, this very intriguing little marvelous whatever it is.
That's a snail.
Yes, snail. And then, of course, this thing, which I was coerced into kissing.
Oh, I have the picture of it. Let me see if I...
See, this is how things get a life of their own, Camera Mandy.
Yes. Tell me about it. I will say that the snail has had more staying power than I ever expected.
I was hoping it was a squeaky toy, but it's not. There's no squeakiness.
No.
And it doesn't even sound like Flarp. That would be really cool if it was Flarpy.
You got a really cool cube.
Yes, I did. Yes, look at this. Ooh, so squishy.
Ew, I don't like the way you just said that. That made me feel
Ooh, look so stretchy. Camera Mandy.
Uh-huh.
It's stretchable.
Oh, my God.
It's like Stretch Armstrong. Do you know Stretch Armstrong?
You should put it down.
Does anyone in the chat know about Stretch Armstrong?
You should put it in the chat, or you should just put it down flat, and we should see over the course of the show if it
okay,
like straightens.
I will do it. I will put it on top of something so it's like prominent. Okay, I'm stretching it all out.
I have so much social media.
It's now stretched all out, and I'm putting it right there. Oh, look, it returns quickly.
There we go.
It is very.
Oh wow! Look at that.
Oh, kissing
but
the snail.
They can't see the thing because it's off camera. We'll do it again.
They can't see what thing because it's off camera.
So we're on the overlay with the Gooey Game Master.
Oh yes, of course.
So we'll do it.
So
we'll do it again.
the only way I can probably do this is to put it right here.
There you go.
All right, we'll do it again.
Okay.
All right. So what about this though? So you see those little cards? Oh, I was able to drop this. This is another card. Notice these are all vote for Escargot. Don't fall for the other guy's lies. There's all kinds of little slogans on here. Yeah. I think Rin was involved with this. Is that correct?
Yes.
Embrace the goo. If you're going to embrace the goo, you give me a hug, not the snail. Let's just be clear about that.
There was one very politically charged one.
There's one. Oh,
but this is what Carrie said. Carrie's the person who made them. This could be offensive to both sides of the aisle.
Make Darkenhaven great again. Oh, this is perfect. It's mutually offensive. That's perfect, cameraman. We just offended our entire audience. That's great. Very good. Very, very good. We'll just drop that one down. How about this one here?
That was the same.
That was the same.
They made two.
We'll just cover both of those.
But yeah, look at this picture of how happy Rin is that you're kissing the snail.
I know, she was totally excited about that.
Yeah, Rin is so amazing. Rin is my little buddy all weekend long.
You know what, Camera Mandy? I think next weekend, next Goo Morning, we should invite all of our GMs that can attend, and we should do a real tribute to our game masters.
Well,
it'd be wonderful to do before we go to GaryCon.
Next weekend, we are going to have Todd on. So Todd was supposed to be on this weekend for Train Talks number 6.
That's right, but he couldn't do it.
He got sick. So we moved him to next week. So maybe the week, I don't know. Maybe the week afterwards we could do it. Let's think about it.
I want to do it. I want to do a big shout out to our game masters. It would be nice
if we did it after GaryCon.
You think we do it after GaryCon?
Yes, because it's going to take a lot of organizing.
Because everybody's going to be going nuts. Because it'd be nice to bring a bunch of them on, let them join the stream.
Yeah, that'd be super fun.
Wouldn't that be fun? Okay, we'll do it after GaryCon. Game masters, all of you crazy game masters and EOs that are out there and all the other people who do stuff that don't even get credit for it, we want to have you on the stream. We'll do some fun.
Yeah.
Look, it's coming back, Camera Mandy. Look at that.
I know, it's pretty incredible.
Yeah, it's way better than a snail. Snails, if you pull them like that, they just go.
It would be a virtual. Yes, everyone who's wondering, it would be a virtual con.
Yeah, you don't.
Or a virtual con. What am I saying?
No.
Cameraman,
what are you permitting us to?
I have not recovered yet. We've had virtual cons before.
We have.
Yeah,
yes, we have.
But no, we're not doing a virtual con for a while. But it would be a virtual, like we do it on StreamYard, and people would call in and talk about like their favorite game mastering experience.
Yeah, and we could have people talk about their experiences and show different various of our game masters. I think it'd be a really fun show.
Yeah, we should definitely do that.
All right, let's do that.
Okay, awesome. I'm going to show my coffee mug here.
Yes.
So this is the new. So I have this.
I want to know where mine are. I have 2 of them, and they are gone.
Well, this one's mine.
Somewhere they are.
You gave this one to me.
I know. I love you, dear.
Yeah, and then I got the new Gooey one at Genghis.
Still, though, this is my favorite of her cups.
I know. She does have like some really spectacular.
No, this is like the best. I mean, just having coffee out of this, it tastes better. I mean, honestly, it should taste worse. I mean, when you think about it, when you look at it.
This is Debbie's art, by the way.
Yes, that's right.
I should have her card somewhere.
At Genghis Khan, she is always there.
Yes.
And wonderful, wonderful mugs.
Yes.
Really, really good.
Sturdy, too. I feel like this could take a beating.
Yeah. I agree with that.
So have you recovered from Genghis yet? Ooh, hiccup. I have not. Don't even think about it. I have not. No, I have not started drinking.
Camera Mandy, you nipped in the scotch already this
I
morning.
did not. That was not that kind of hiccup.
So Camera Mandy, so Sunday night, I got home.
Okay.
Because I was gonna stay, and then I thought it's just so long. I wanted to get home, see Miss Goo. So I get home, and I go to sleep, and I wake up after a good night's sleep. I mean, I would say a good 7-8 hours. It was a good night's sleep for me. And I wake up, and I'm like, I could go back to bed. And I felt that way for the next 3 days.
Yeah.
Yes. And the day job is destroying me, right? I've got 10,000 emails.
I know.
It was unbelievable.
I know.
But what a fun time.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. I ended up with the con crud, which was a good
Yes.
excuse to not have to go into work until the day jobs.
Yes, we don't know, cameraman. This could have been just a big hangover.
I didn't.
You didn't?
No, I
No,
didn't.
there were people present who saw you imbibing, cameraman.
I had one drink the entire weekend.
One drink. Yes, all in about a glass this size.
No.
She just nursed it along.
Oh my gosh.
My God, the cube is falling, cameraman.
Oh my
I'm
goodness.
pulling it up. There, I will save it from disaster.
Oh, wow.
All right. So it has this on the top. It's called Nido. Does anybody know about Nido?
Nido.
Nido.
Let me see it.
Needoh.
Throw it over here.
Nido.
That thing is hard.
Yeah, I know.
It would hurt if you got
If you
hit in the
really
face.
smacked it in somebody's head.
Yeah.
So anyway, we had such a good time. Yeah, there it is, the Nido. If anybody knows about this stuff, pretty amazing.
Nido.
Wonderful people gave us some
let's
wonderful
talk.
gifts.
Oh my God, I forgot the one that Lance gave me. Hold on, let me go run and get it.
No, it's okay. We can just talk about it, cameraman.
No, it's really cool. You have to see it. Okay. You show yours, and then I'll show mine.
Cameraman.
Presents, guys.
I know the chat's mind is in the dirt, and you say something like that, and it's just, by the time you get back, there's going to be a whole lot of little commentary. So thank you all. There was many folks who, dear people, who brought us everything from, cute little snails and political cards to glasses or bottles of wonderful libations. And but I do want to call this one out because Lance did this for us. Yeah, so Lance did something for both cameraman and me. So this is the Dragons of Fate novel by the marvelous Margaret Weiss and Tracy Hickman. And on the inside, I think most of you know this, on the inside right here, it says to Kim. And so Lance was able to get this signed by both Margaret and Tracy. And it is a wonderful treasure. I will treasure it forever. And I'm sure that my sires afterwards, especially Mike, who loves Dungeons and Dragons deeply, will be excited to have it when I am no longer hanging around.
Well, that's a way to get depressing.
No, it's not depressing. This is life, and I got years. I got years to go, and we'll have fun. It's just, I know, so cute.
So Lance,
and look, it's even got the drippies at the bottom.
I know. So I said to Lance at Gen Con, I was like, I want one of these, but I never got one because I'm always running around and I don't know, they're super limited edition. So he found one for me and picked it up. So
yeah, Lance is dear, and we got to see Howard, my dear friend from California, who we played with for many, many years. It was marvelous to see him.
I didn't
the
show
math
this on
guy, about Howard the math guy. Everybody knows about that.
I didn't show this on the last show, but I meant to. But Casey and John sent me a Valentine, and it says, "I only have eye for you." And then it's a D4 that's a health. It has like health on every side of it.
Oh, so it's your health die.
Yeah, isn't that cool? Anyway, I had the best con.
Yeah, no, it was really, really fun. But Camera Mandy, I'm not sure about these glasses. Do you know about these glasses?
I think those are Lawrence's glasses.
Yeah, they're not my glasses.
Yeah,
and
I don't know.
And I wouldn't wear them.
I don't know why they're on your desk, but I'm pretty positive.
In fact,
Lawrence's.
they're kind of greasy. No, I'm just kidding. They're not. All right, so we're gonna show a little stuff, or we want.
Yes.
So So I do want to talk just a little bit about Galganeth today.
Oh, and let me talk about what we're doing for giveaway today.
Oh, yeah.
I have three giveaways.
We're giving giveaways.
Yes. Well, so I have 3 sets of poker chips. So this one says 2024, and I have the 2025 poker chips. And we're giving away 3 sets of these. So you'll get both the 2024 and the 2025.
And I guess there's going to be a 2026 because everybody likes poker night and or
yeah,
casino
well,
night.
we are only, so here's the deal. We are only running casino night at Genghis.
Con.
Yes.
Right.
So it was not, like people overall enjoyed it okay at Gen Con, but it wasn't the vibe.
No, you need people who like go.
They like to sit. So the thing about Gen Con is they like to compete.
Yes.
And it's more like a hardcore, whereas Genghis Con, it's more like it's just sitting and chatting and being with your friends, learning new games. It's more relaxed. And people were taking it a little too seriously.
They were.
At Gen Con, to the point where it was almost a little uncomfortable. Because it's like,
some of those,
everywhere it says, not real gambling, or no gambling.
I mean, there was people in there, they had the glasses on, Cameramendi. They were trying not to do tells. Yes, they were sitting there, very much.
Yeah, no, they were like intense about it. And so we were
remember, I was at the Fool's Down table, which is basically Texas Hold'em and steroids, right? And I had some serious, now I had fun because I love poker, right? But I know some people got there was a little intensity in the room, about this rule or that rule and this and that and this and that.
I know, it's like, this is just for fun, I promise you. Anyway, so we're not going to be bringing it back to Gen Con. But we will have, at our Gooey party at Gen Con, we'll have, some card games there. Because I know some people like to sit and just chat, but make it more of a casual, fun card game thing, not a serious...
So wait, Cameramendi, so this is a big deal.
What's a big deal?
So Wizards is coming to Gen Con.
You
and just announced this. Does everyone in the chat know about this? This just got announced. They're going to, right?
Okay, yeah. So... First off, it was very cool because everyone was sending me this podcast. There's this podcast that is doing a whole bunch of speculation on what this means because
speculation.
Yeah. So
maybe we should do one, Cameramendi, Kim the marketing guy.
Okay, we could do one. But I will give a brief overview of what we're looking at right now. So last year we moved into the stadium, which was great for us. We got a much bigger room. And we were able to run games in the suites.
Correct.
Which were great private event experiences. So very exciting. And then we were on track, and I think we still are on track for doing that again this year, except that there's a huge reorganization happening because Wizards of the Coast is coming back to Gen Con.
Yes, and they're going to literally take over the stadium.
Yeah, so...
I mean, like their booth space and everything. They're taking, I mean, it's going to be crazy.
Which will be good for us if we are still in the stadium, because that will mean that we get a lot more foot traffic over that way, and it'll help. The stadium currently is an underutilized space.
It very much is.
So, which is why we were and are so excited. I don't know. We are having to wait and see where the chips fall, basically. There's a lot of speculation out there, but what's cool about this podcast was that we got mentioned a few times in it. So by someone who's not a Gooey Cube.
What did they say? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, they said that we figured out how to utilize the suites really well. And I mean, they just kind of threw our name out there a couple times. So anyway.
The goo is spreading,
just saying, it was just thrown out there along with Wizards of the Coast and all these other things. And I was just like, la-di-da. So anyway, also, I have a lot of comments to catch up on because I haven't been looking at the chat.
Well, let's catch up on your comments.
So why don't I start with social media?
Well, before you do that, you check the comments, and I'll just say this. So we are kind of excited about this. Obviously, this brings even more attraction to Gen Con, which is great for the convention itself, and of course, it's good for all of us who exhibit and show there and all of that kind of thing, especially for folks who are doing the 5e stuff. Now, as you all know, we're starting to expand, and there has been some talk around here about how we could do supplements that help convert our materials to certain other systems. We're discussing those other systems. I have symptoms, Cameron. I have many symptoms.
I had symptoms earlier this week.
I know you did, Cameron. It's because you drink too much, Cameron.
Oh my God. I do not.
So anyway. No, go ahead, throw it. I'm gonna squish it.
I don't want you to steal it from me.
I won't steal it.
It's my cube.
So sweet.
Yes.
QB with a Gen Con on it. Very nice little QB. All right, we'll put the QB down in front of the snail. That's better. All right, so and the snail is peeking out from behind the QB. It actually looks like it's a QB snail.
It does kind of.
Anyway, so obviously for Gen Con it's fantastic for them, but also for those of us who are still producing for 5e. And for everyone, just to let everyone know, for the time being, we are staying with the 2014 5e. We are not doing the 2024 5e. It's just too much work to redo all of our materials in the near term. In the longer term, that's a possibility.
Especially when we have so much still to.
Yeah, we got to get done, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and did you saw, of course, the review of Darkenhaven on Gaming?
I have the screenshot for that.
Okay, we'll talk about that in a minute. But anyway, so you got some chat comments. I'd also love to hear what the chat has heard about this whole Gen Con uproar.
I mean, everyone has speculation on it, and it could turn out very good for us, or I don't know.
Well, we might get moved.
Let me just say this. Gen Con has always been very good about taking care of us.
Very kind to us.
So I am not going to worry about it. As far as I know, we're at least set on the game show as much as we can be, on the main stage. And they love what we do at this convention. And they've always been incredibly kind and considerate to us.
That reminds me, Camera Mandy, I got 2 other adventures we got to work on. We got to get the guys in, the GenzaCon.
You have to write a hole in the ground,
and we got to do a hole in the ground with Luke. But that's not going to be actually published yet. That might be published in the future. So if everything goes as planned, and of course we got this tariff issue. Do you want me to talk about the tariff issue real quick while you're doing this, or do you want to check the chat?
I'm just watching the chat.
Oh, yeah. There's no.
I haven't seen any speculation or any questions.
So the tariffs, we talked about this before, but
they're saying good decision on 2014. Move over Escarbo. Alphinius Goo is in the real affair. The real affair. The Hatter class should be coming with Glue.
Yeah, the Hatmancer is being published right now
with Guys and Gaps.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I hope y'all are getting your digitals. We're getting some emails from people who are saying they aren't getting them, but we have had huge numbers of downloads. I mean, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of downloads.
If you are getting them,
downloads every time.
If you just message us, we'll get you taken care of.
Yes, absolutely. With the support at gooeycube.com. Iyad is great. He's taking care of folks. He's doing a great job.
Great.
So yeah, fantastic. Yeah, that's another unsung hero we should probably do. If we do the Game Master thing, maybe we should do shout outs to the Gooey people at the same time.
He got his necklace. He's good.
I know. That's enough. Yeah.
We don't want to, inflate anyone's ego too much. Yeah. So we just talked about how we loved him and everything.
Yes, So anyway, so the tariffs are truth and real. And so basically what's going on is our original plan, we've had to change that entirely until we really get visibility. So we are talking to sources in a number of countries. Originally, we were looking very strongly at printing in China just because of the volume. The volume was so big, and that was our original plan. But of course, the China tariffs look like they're going to be fairly extensive, and that, as we all know, in the end, we're paying the tariffs, not China. So Gooey Cube has to pay the tariffs. So because they don't lower their prices to cover the tariffs. So we're trying to figure out what we're going to do with that. We also are looking at Mexico, but that also is now experiencing this, as you've seen, tariffs going up on Mexico. And there are a number of other countries that we are looking at that might be able to do this. But some of them, it's going to take longer because they're not a seaport country. So that, there's just a lot of stuff that we're dealing with. So we were originally going to launch the Temple of Existential Evil Kickstarter at GaryCon, assuming that we were shipping already. Yeah. And we're not shipping yet. And so we're not going to do that. But Luke and I have a really fun plan for GaryCon. So all of you who are going to GaryCon. But our Gooey people will also get notified of this. We're going to have a page on the website. And there's going to be a very special gift for anyone who registers on the Kickstarter website and then backs the Kickstarter.
So we have a good question from the chat.
Yes, please.
Isn't the point of the tariffs to drive business back to the U.S.? What is the premium to print on shore?
It's not even close.
Yeah, we print currently 100%.
Almost everything, yes.
Has been in the USA up until the point. However, Guys and Gaps, with how much we have to print, the cost would be astronomical.
Yeah, we couldn't have offered it at the price points that we offered it at. We would have had to increase the price points fairly substantially. And so we are still very committed to printing in the U.S. One of our partners is a printer and we continue to want to print on demand. So that's going to continue to be our strategy. But when we have to do a big volume print like this, there's just not, frankly, the U.S. printers just don't compete. We priced it. We tried. I very much like to support our country. It's very much in my being, in my DNA, and we do very much support our country. So that we try as much as possible to produce everything here in the United States. But there's sometimes when we can't.
Yeah. Patrick says for a project we had to print in Colorado, we saw 60% increase in stateside cost over foreign.
Oh yes,
and that's on average what we see.
Even with the tariffs, it's still less expensive to print outside the U.S. It was just crazy. That is something that I think, again, there's a lot of business, right? When business is going still, it's still cooking along. And we are in the printing business in our day jobs, and so we know all about this. So when the printing business is cooking along, people aren't quite as aggressive with their pricing. And so that is that. But we already knew this. This we knew even before the whole tariff thing. So anyway, so we're going to do this wonderful thing, but our plan is to not really launch this Kickstarter until we are at least, we know we're going to be shipping very soon, or we will be shipping. So that right now that's up in the air, and we'll just keep everybody apprised of the situation. We're going to keep dropping all these digitals. We got 4 or 5 in the queue. We're not dropping them all at once. We want to do this way anyway, just because we think people are having a fun time getting emails and opening up new things. I hope you all love the Gloomstrider. Hope you all love the Incinerist. Obviously, we put out the Zyathé, which is a fabulous race in the world of Zyathé. And I love them. I think they are spectacular. And there's other things that have been dropping as well, which I hope you all have seen. If you've had a chance to look
Rick says, I love the Incinerist.
The Incinerist, yeah, Rick, it's good. It's really good, right? And of course, it's a chanter class, so it runs along with the other chanters, and it's really, really fun, really. And the whole lore of them and all of that stuff, and that's why I put up Galganeth just to talk about today. But we don't need to do that right now. Anyway, so that's probably enough on that topic.
I have another question from the chat.
Yes, please.
Any hints about Chapter 6 of Red Star Rising?
So we are working on the narrative of that. And as I mentioned before, the player characters will return to Ethel, and there will be
they'll return.
Excuse me, will return to Nevermore.
That's a whole different continent.
Nevermore. They will return to Nevermore, and things will be changed. So I don't know how many of you do this, but I've loved doing this over the course of the years in my adventuring game mastering career. Is a lot of adventures, they just move sort of linearly. They continue to advance and they go to different places. Sometimes they have a base of operations and such like that. But I actually like to bring players and player characters back to places they had visited before and see the changes. And Nevermore is going to be quite substantially changed. Without giving away too much, Butcher Brickenden has had his way there. I
thought we took out the butchers.
You took out some of the butchers. You did not take out Butcher Brickenden. Oh, that's right. Cameramendi's playing this campaign. Yes, Cameramendi, you got another butcher to deal with. Yes, you do.
I'm over here threateningly like. This is what I'm doing. This thing would hurt. I'm just saying, this thing is like a brick. Yes, I mean, it's gooey, but
throw it to me real quick and throw me the flarp.
No.
Everybody needs a little flarp.
No.
Here, I'm going to put it right here again.
Okay, go ahead.
Neato. So anyway, so they get to return, and there's lots of changes in Nevermore. And I think we're going to build in the option, and it is not a requirement, but the option that the player characters could go to Darkenhaven.
Andy says that his characters never got to see Nevermore.
Well, you didn't. No one got to see it. You're returning to the area, right?
Yes.
Right? But there are characters, Constable Rolf and others, that you definitely met.
So you were just in the... it's like going to Colorado Springs and only being in like the north side of the
Monument.
city.
You only been in Monument.
Okay, I got
you. Andy, thank you again. The party was magnificent.
I know. Let's actually like show some of this stuff.
Well, let's do it. Yes, let's get to it.
Let's get to it. I still have
so Wednesday night, we're going to start with Wednesday night, right? That's we're going to kind of go through.
I mean, it's kind of rough the way that the social media pictures kind of lay out. So I don't know. We're just going to kind of go.
So Wednesday night, a bunch of gooey people and And I think, some celebrities showed up. Cameraman, yes, we had some celebrities show up. And we just had a wonderful time at Andy's place. And Andy is so dear. There's Laura and there's
Andy with his cat.
Yep. There's Luke, and there is marvelous Jeff Richards. And look, Carrie is back there with little Slugger for Kent.
Silly. Yes. That party was really so much fun.
It was really,
so
really
if you plan on coming, now Andy has said that he will throw another party next year, as long as we're still friends by then. So,
why would we not be friends?
I asked him that. And he's like, I don't know. Sometimes I'm a little,
abrasive, Andy. Yes, you are abrasive, and we love every minute of it.
Exactly.
You abrasive bastard, you.
I said...
I hope he's in the chat.
He is in the chat. Andy's on my list of incredibly wonderful people who just make my life, first off, makes it so much easier. I can't tell you the number of times he's just sent me something and it's perfectly articulated so I could just do it. He's so helpful. And I'm just going to plug right now, Andy in our Discord has a chat that's the character building chat.
It's really good.
Yeah. And we're starting to get more people interested in doing like character builds for Gooey Cube and stuff like that. And he's helping orchestrate all that. Andy did the character builds for our levels 1 through 3 pre-gens for the conventions.
Yes.
And he just has a wealth of experience and knowledge for that stuff.
And also is helping us with the corruptic magics. And I'm really excited because Andy, and listen, there are many of you out there.
Listen, Andy, do not listen to Alex. Says, according to Alex, I'm an asshole. Do not listen to Alex.
Alex says, who's an asshole?
Andy.
Andy.
Yes.
Listen.
Yes.
There is asshole and there is asshole. So just don't listen to Alex on any of these things, right? There is.
What does that mean? There's asshole.
There is beloved and there is dirtbag.
By the way, we're saying a lot of cuss words on this.
Is ass a cuss word now?
I think so.
I don't think so. I think you can say ass without any effect to your rating. Somebody has to tell me that. You could look that up. But I think ass is legal. I mean, it's been used many times.
There's a lot of comments being moderated in the chat now. by Twitch.
Oh, so, Twitch, because of the words.
Because of asshole. Yeah.
Okay, stop saying it, Cameron.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So I guess it is an illegal word. Anyway, Andy, seriously, no way. We value every person who is out there. And Ken, has Ken not been magnificent? We got to see Ken at Genghis.
Oh my God, I know.
And Ken's been out there giving us all these wonderful catches on the digitals that we can fix before we print, and just on and on. The people who give us feedback, it is so valuable. We are truly trying, my friends, to make the best stuff that's ever been made for game masters. That's what we want to do. Our goal, people, I had some people say to me, why do you do this spiral binding? And I said, the pages fall out. I said, not our pages. We don't use cheap spiral binding, and we don't use cheap paper. And so as long as you are reasonably careful with our books, they will last as long as any perfect bound book. You just have to be reasonably careful. Now, if you're shoving them into your book bag and squishing them and all of that kind of stuff, they're going to do the same thing over time that hardback books do. They break, their spines break and all of that stuff. But for the utilitarianism of them, for the ability to be able to use them as a game master and play the game, the way I believe we have them built is fabulous. And in the smaller modules, we just use the saddle stitching, which still accomplishes the same thing. Anyway, we've gone totally. I know we're talking about the party.
All this to say, the party was amazing.
How late did it go, cameraman? Because
I had to leave. Remember,
yeah, that's right. You had to leave.
But because we
Andy, how late did it go?
Yeah,
because I left, and there wasn't many left when I left, but there was a few.
But seriously, here's the deal. If you come out for Genghis Con, try and work in that Wednesday night game.
Absolutely.
Andy's house is phenomenal. He rented the Dungeons & Dragons pinball machine for us.
People were pinballing like crazy.
I know. It was so much fun. We have great pizza from the Garlic Knot.
Yes.
I think is what it's called.
Garlic, yes, so good.
Every year we do it, have great catering, great drinks, great people, great conversation, and it's just a fun event. So,
except Dan would say, if Dan's watching, I don't know if Dan's in the chat, Dan and Tej were there, Dan would say our beer selection wasn't so great, because we got sort of, domestic beers rather than good delicious porters.
We're still not making a lot of money with Gooey Cube. I'm sorry. If you all want craft beers, you're going to have to bring it yourself. So,
That's all right. We're working on it, right?
Yeah.
We keep working on it.
We broke. Okay. I spent $400 on pizza.
All right, enough. Let's move
Okay.
on. So Wednesday night, wonderful party at Andy's,
Yes.
right? And we all go home, and of course you were drunk. And
Oh my
and
gosh, I was not drunk.
Everybody woke up the next day with hangovers.
No.
Right?
Then we
So,
packed up and we did.
Yes, we did the.
Wait, but this is not the game show.
No, that's my game.
This is Games and Stuff game show.
Yeah, that's the game.
You know what this
show.
is that I still haven't done social media from the week before because remember I got sick on that show.
Because we went to Games
Yeah,
and
this
stuff.
is the other game.
Look at Chet down there in the corner, just giving you the wry look.
I
You
know.
see the wry look right
I'm wearing
there?
Chet's hat. I love the hat that Chet gave
Yeah,
me. It is
Chet.
so comfortable.
Is Chet in the chat? See what I
But
did
no,
there,
I think
Cameron
Chet has
Mendy?
I think he has a con this
He
weekend.
might have a con this weekend. Anyway, so
So we did the game show.
but that's the Games and Stuff game show. You got to find the one where I'm kissing the snail, and then you will have
Yeah,
it.
I know, but it's
Then you
hard.
will-
These pictures are very small. There we go.
Put on your glasses, come on.
There you go.
So there it is. So then
I wish I had grabbed Marcus's. I did not grab it because a Facebook issue, but
what do you mean a Facebook issue?
well, I was in the middle of doing social media, and then like I was really far down the page because there was just so much of it, and then Facebook kicked me up to the top of it again, and it
I've
was
had that
like,
happen.
yeah, and I was like, I cannot keep scrolling.
Sweetie,
But,
I got to ask you a question because I haven't checked with him in a couple of days. Have we heard from Marcus? Is he doing okay?
yeah, I think he's doing better.
He is?
Yeah.
Marvelous.
So-
Marcus, if you're watching, much love. We missed you. We wanted to see you. So we got to figure that out in the near term, sir. Yes, we do. And Cameron Mendy, I am bringing the Marcus robes to GaryCon. I want to wear
Nice.
them. So I think they're going to be Alphinius's formal. When he's doing the more formal thing, I think we're going to do that. So I think we'll have some fun with
Okay,
that. Yes.
sounds good. It's
So-
formal attire.
But we have to make sure that we get them all pressed and nicely. So we got to let's ask.
You did
Ian.
really make out with the snail. Like you went hard on that.
It was but a smooch.
You want to do it again?
No.
The snail's right there.
Cameron Mendy. Do you know how much this has been handled since that moment? By how many people?
Uh-huh.
You know, I need some hand sanitizer.
I
right now.
honestly think it's only been handled mostly by me. So anyway,
So anyway, that Rin, dear little Rin, there's Rick right there playing with us.
Yeah.
And this was Thursday night.
yes.
And people were gaming, and we still had a pretty darn good turnout for the game show.
Yeah.
But we're not going to do it next year, right, Cameron Mendy?
I think that we're going to try something new because we've done this
Yes.
5 years in a row at Genghis, and we are going to innovate.
we have an interesting idea for a collaborative game
Mm.
where everyone in the audience actually gets to play. So I don't know about this yet. This is a long discussion, but we have a year to plan it. And for those who will miss the Great Gooey Dungeon Game Show,
Come to Gen Con
come to
because
Gen Con.
it'll probably still run there for quite a while. There's 72,000 people at Gen Con, so it's kind of
Yes.
hard to run a game ragged there.
Yeah,
You know
and
what I'm saying?
yes, the problem is, right, that you've been to the game show 5 times, right? And there's a game that's running on Thursday night, and you might want to run into that game instead of seeing the game show for the 6th time, right?
Exactly.
So we understand that completely. And besides, it's fun to bring new things,
Yeah.
right? And
It's not stressful for me at all.
And you know how they do this, cameraman. You're supposed to retire at the top. You don't wait, right, till it tails off into the dust.
Yeah.
So you retire at the top.
I agree with that.
So I'm like Pat Sajak, and you're like Vanna White, and we're walking off into the sunset.
I think, isn't Vanna White still at it?
I think they're still doing it.
I don't think Pat
Yes.
Sajak is, but
No,
I think,
didn't Pat Sajak pass away?
oh,
I think Pat Sajak.
we just got really awkward on the show. Okay, so,
Pat Sajak had blonde hair well into his 80s. I think it was dyed.
okay, so then on Thursday or Friday,
Yeah, look at this.
I
This
didn't grab the one that I should have, which was the one with you and Lokabutt. I can't even see your shirt here. I was terrible about
What do you
grabbing.
mean my shirt?
Like I didn't grab any other.
Oh, Al Fabio shots?
I can pull one up.
Anyway, I was not represented here at this Goo Done It circumstance because my despicable brother showed up and I did not wish to see him. So I went to the bar. And yes, Al Fabio was there for the marvelous Goo Done It. If you're in the chat and you went to Goo Done It, wasn't it great? I mean, you got to give Corey and our marvelous camera Mandy some props and all of our wonderful players.
I feel like we're really close on honing in on this show.
Oh
on
yeah,
this one.
this and I think people really enjoyed it. And we'd love feedback. So if you got feedback,
I already got a great document of feedback from from Grant.
Wonderful.
So.
Yeah, Grant is, and it was great to see Grant. I hadn't seen Grant in a while, and it was marvelous to see him.
Okay. I'm going to show this.
What are you going to show?
But it's not going to be fancy. It's just going to show my desktop here.
What do you mean?
There we go.
Oh, yeah. The thing about Alfabio is that, unlike me, he doesn't enjoy a good dinner. I think he does hormones, too.
Oh, my gosh.
I think there's hormones involved.
I'm sorry. We should have put a content warning on this one. We said the A word, like, 30 times.
Content warning. I hope everybody in the chat's having fun. I'm having fun. I'm a little punchy still from... I woke up this morning. I told Ms. Goo, I said, Ms. Goo, I'm still sleepy.
Me too. I had a hard time rolling out.
And I can't because I'm going home today, and my goal is to do 50 to 60 pages in the Environs book because we're getting close to having that done. And so that's very exciting to have that finished. And then all we have to do is figure out where we're printing it all, and then we're good to go. Anyway, so look at this. There's Jin and Carrie, and you can see Joseph there, Joe and Chris. And oh my gosh, look at all those folks. I mean, this is great. I mean, this is wonderful.
These two are superheroes.
Yes.
Because they helped Lawrence and Iad get wrapped up, and they are both Knights of the Goo.
Neil and Cade.
Cade got his Knight of the Goo. Neil got his at Gen Con.
Yes.
And then we re-announced him because I did such a bad job of it at Gen Con. And then Cade got his at Andy's party.
And Camera Mandy, I must complain because neither Ms. Goo nor I got a Ready, Set, Goo t-shirt.
I have them.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I ordered...
Because Ms. Goo, I like that one. She was like, that's really good.
Thank you. Well, I didn't come up with that. I put a post in the den, and I can't remember the name of the person who did come up with it, but I gave him all the credit.
Ready, Set, Goo.
Yeah. So, and I'm still referring to that post because I did that post last year, and I was still pulling stuff off of it. Because Neil came up with... the Zyathé Adventurers Guild pin that we have.
Very cool. Yes. Very, very cool.
So, all right. Anyway, let's keep going. So all weekend long, there's great gaming with great game masters.
And pretty much almost sold out, I think, as far as I understand. They could have taken some more,
but
not
packed.
many more.
The thing was Thursday, like... This is what's so crazy is that Thursday used to not be a huge day for the Genghis Con, which is why we brought in our show to help. And then our game room on Thursday has never been so full.
Crazy.
I think they said they had 150 more gamers this year than they had last year on a Thursday, which was wonderful.
Yeah, and our game room was packed during the game show. I mean, we were running the game show, and there's games running all over the place, and we still almost were standing room only.
Yeah.
We had some open seats, but that's why we think we're going to do something different next year. I want to have people like in a waiting list for this, Camera Mandy. I think it's going to be fun.
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
We will see.
And most games you get to play in, right? You compete maybe a little bit against the nemesis on the table, compete maybe a little bit against the game master. Rarely do you compete against your folks sitting with you at the table, but we are thinking about how each table could compete against itself, yes? And within the table itself, perhaps there might even be competition. So this might be a real fun... And you know, of course, Camera Mandy, it could get intense too. You know how these people could be. You know, some of these folks, right, standing up saying that's not in the rules, and we'd be like, the rules don't matter, and they'll say they do, and I'll say they don't, and you know how it goes.
Yeah, I do know how it goes. You just figure it all out and tell me how you want it done.
So I got some ideas. I'll throw them at you. This is marvelous. This is Star. Star took these pictures.
Yes.
And we got to see how our booth looked, which of course Lawrence and Iad and Mel and Devin. And you and others worked really hard to make this thing more intriguing. And I can't wait to see it's all set up at Gen Con, because in Gen Con we're at 10 by 20 as well, right? Or
we're at 20 by 20 now.
Sorry, 20 by 20.
We've gotten upgraded.
That's what I meant to say. So we had a 20 by 20, so we'll be larger than this, and people will be able to walk through the booths and pick up things and be able to take a peek. And our product line, as they say, Camera Mandy, is quite broad now.
It continues to grow.
Yes. And then, so this you showed this one already. So
no, this one's Casino Night.
Oh, this is, but I thought you saw it. I thought I saw this one already. Anyway, but this was Casino Night. So we did the Great Gooey Gamble.
Yes.
Right. So, and we had many tables. And what were all the games? So we played a number of games. Yes?
So we have Hand of the Hanatas.
Yes. Magnificent.
Yes. We have Dragon's Bane 21 and Dragon's Bane 31. We have...
which is kind of like blackjack.
Yeah. We have Con and Drew's.
Yes. Which is Polish poker, sort of.
It's like where you build a tower.
That's not the Con and Drews was the Polish, was like a little bit based on
Well, I don't
Polish
know
poker.
what Polish poker is, but I know that Con and Drews, you build
Does
a
anyone in the
tower.
chat know what I'm talking about? If you do, if Casey's here, he's going to say yes, it was based on a little bit on Polish
Yes.
poker.
And then what's your game called?
Fools Down.
Fools Down. Yes.
Yes.
So we have a bunch of card games, and then we did Perils and Fortunes, which, by the way, the Perils and Fortunes website is like so close to being done.
Yes.
All they have to do is make the product, but our web team has just been slammed. So
yes, with things that make us money. That if we don't do, there's no Gooey Cubes.
So all that to say, we're very much looking forward to when we can actually push out Perils and Fortunes, and it's so close. And I think a lot of people had a good time playing.
I agree with that. I think I think this was a lot of fun. I think that we won't do it at Gen Con as we discussed. We have other plans, but for Genghis, I think this is popular, and I think people enjoy it. And again, if we start seeing people less attendees, we'll go. The nice thing about this is the game is never the same, right? The game show has got some similarities over time. But here, and you get prizes, right? You get a chance to win. So
okay, so PB Woo says Polish poker, a card game where players try to get the lowest total hand value by drawing and discarding cards, can be played with 2 players. Players manage their hand strategically. So. But this is where
they put the four cards in front of you, right?
No, Con and Drews, you have a tower of like 8 cards.
It's a T and a T.
Yeah, and it's just 2 columns of 8 cards, and then you start flipping cards. You're trying to match each card with its brother, so that way, like if you get 2 dragons. Like that makes it 0.
No. I'm just trying to remember. I thought Casey and we talked about this, but that doesn't sound.
You're
like
trying to you're trying to get the lowest number,
that the lowest. You're trying to get the lowest.
Yes.
So that is based on Polish poker because Polish poker is getting the lowest hand possible. So, but it's different.
Chris is saying yes, it is the idea.
Listen, having a nod to it, just like absolutely, there is a nod to Texas Hold'em with Fools Down. But there's a whole, there's extra card in the whole flop river turn thing. There's an extra card in there. You have wild cards, which you never have in Texas Hold'em. You have the extra face cards and all that stuff. So it's 5 of a kind in Texas Hold'em. The Royal Flush is the top hand you can get. But because there are wild cards, there's a wild card in Fools Down. 5 of a kind is the best hand you can get. So that's an interesting change. And Howard helped me with all of those odds, just making sure I didn't screw that up.
Nice.
So fun.
Good work, Howard.
Poor Howard. He loves that crap.
I said good work, Howard.
Oh, good work, Howard. Yes.
I know.
Yes, everyone knows he is a PhD in math from the University of California at Berkeley. That is full-on nerddom right there. Oh, look at that. David Stormer. Ha-ha! An Iron GM. Magnificent.
Yeah, we had a lot of people get Iron GMs.
Did. Well-deserved, too.
Yes.
Well-deserved indeed.
Applause.
Yes, well-deserved. Like I said, we got to do this. After Gary Con, we're doing a big celebration of our game masters, and we're going to do this right on the stream. Everybody can show up. We can have a little, breakfast together or something, and we'll have different people from different places. We'll bring different game masters on. I think it'd be a lot of fun.
I think we could do that.
Yeah. Does that sound good, chat? That'd be a fun thing to do?
I think it'd be awesome.
Yes. And by the way, Geeky and Tish, of course, were there, and Geeky had some wonderful cosplay the whole weekend long.
I did not get a single picture of Kiki. I know. I'm so sorry, Kiki. I was running around. I felt like we just kept crossing paths at just all the wrong moments.
Well, maybe we could ask the
we should have.
And just
I know you got at least one. You got one.
Oh yeah, I got a great one with Kiki.
Yeah, with his game show look. Mm-hmm. So, but right when you guys were taking that, I had to go to the bathroom. So I was like. And you were taking forever.
Well, Mandy, this is what happens when you imbibe too much alcohol.
Oh my God, I was not drinking alcohol. Okay, anyway, this is very cool from Adam.
Oh, yes.
He picked this up from our booth. So Sheehan and his wife, whose name I cannot remember off the top of my head right now.
Sheehan,
but they do,
if you're in the chat, remind us of your wife's name.
But it's Midnight... I am feeling so hard.
Anyway, this is beautiful.
Yes. Anyway, we will have these up on our website coming up here soon. These sun catchers.
Yes.
Alphinius has one behind his desk. He's had it for long time. Yeah. So we absolutely adore them. I got another. Adam got 2. He also put one as like on his windshield or in his car, dangling from his
from the mirror.
Yeah. So anyway, so we'll have these available coming up here really soon.
And Kevin Lilly joined us at Genghis Con for the first time with his dear wife Lori.
I know.
That was so fun.
No, this was a blast. So
and Kevin dressed up as his character, right? He had the gnome blue face.
Yes.
Problem is he's a little tall for a gnome.
I mean, there's nothing you can do about that when you're cosplaying. Like, what do you do? Walk around on your knees all day? That sounds horrible.
Isn't that what Mel Brooks did in Spaceballs?
Did he really?
When he played Yogurt. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right?
I'm sure they do.
Yogurt. I hate yogurt. All right.
I'm going to start our giveaway here.
Oh.
So.
Poker chips, and only a few of them. We don't have. Oh, and people are writing to me, Cameraman. We're out of the Gooey dice, right? We don't have the first Kickstarter Gooey dice. We don't have.
I think that we are almost completely out, if not completely out.
Yeah, I've had a few people write to me and say, "I really want to. I heard about your Gooey dice from your Kickstarter.
Yeah.
I really want to get them." And but we have the new Gooey dice, the red ones. They're coming.
Yeah, I mean, I have a few sets of the other stuff, but I'm going to keep those for...
Yeah, no, we have to have posterity.
Yeah,
yes.
So...
When they make the Gooey Cube Museum.
The cursed dice. I know.
Yeah.
It is true.
I must tell you, there are some out there who say they are fabulous, and there are some out there that say they are cursed. And this is what is called randomness, Cameraman.
Okay, sounds good.
As our friend Howard Thompson would tell us. Why am I back to the kissing snail?
I just decided to put it up. Okay, here's the deal. Hashtag chip.
CHIP.
Hashtag
chip. Who was the little name of the little cup?
I know. Beauty and the Beast.
Yes, Beauty and the Beast show. Yes, little chip.
Hashtag
chip.
Okay.
Yes. Put that in there.
Entries are coming in.
Something.
Okay, so we're going to send out 3 sets of these dice. Okay, next up, though, after this.
Oh, Cameraman, while you're doing that, I just got to, before you show this is Patrick's thing, but we can do this in a moment. But I am really getting frustrated with Facebook over my ability to invite.
Oh my God.
No, I'm not going to rant, but I'm going to ask for some help.
Okay.
Because I think we're going to need to ask our chat to help people, remind people and let people know. Because the only way new people are going to ever find out about Goo Morning Zyathé is if they happen across a post that Facebook throttles as well. So anytime we put up the event post, you can see it's coming from me. And most things that I put up get anywhere from a low of 25, 30, 40 likes to as many as hundreds, right? Most of the ones that I put up. When I put up an event, it's like 3 likes. Because Facebook throttle, because I really believe it's a strategy. They want us to advertise for Goo Morning Zyathé to our group. The group that we helped build. All right, I'm ranting. Sorry. So I think we're gonna when we start talking about, because we are gonna do this new format, Cameraman, we're gonna do it. We're gonna have the news and everything. I want to do the whole thing. I think Devin and Lawrence at the news, I think would be spectacular. I'm gonna try to talk Ali and Kimmy into doing something. I've got an idea for them. Anyway, I think it's gonna be really fun. And plus,
y'all know what my face looks like on the other side of the camera right now. You don't even. I don't even need to switch. Y'all know.
She's twitching.
But I'm so tired.
But I think we're not going to do it tomorrow, Cameron. This is going to be one of our initiatives for 2025, right?
It is 2025.
For 2025. That doesn't mean it has to happen tomorrow, Cameron. So anyway, Patrick.
Do you want the giant dungeon, or do you want...
Oh, the giant dungeon.
Yeah.
That is next year.
Uh-huh. But it's going to need to start being planned this year.
So here's the deal. So I think it's going to happen because Nate and Stefan are both excited about this. And I think we are going to try, not this Gen Con, but at next Gen Con, to do the record-setting dungeon build. And if everything works out, I want to do an adventure in it. So I want to take pictures of it, and then we will create maps, and then we will have an actual adventure. And so when you get to come in and look at it, you get to come in and walk around, and it's going to be, I know it is going to be spectacular, right? A multi-level, all kinds of things going on.
I'm having heart issues right now.
And we are going to break, I don't think there exists. Does anybody know, chat, if you got a minute, look it up. Is there like a dungeon build world record at all? Does it even exist?
Okay.
So does that not sound, chat, don't listen to Cameraman. Does that not sound, I mean, can you imagine going into
Infinite Annoyance Patrick signed Alphinius Goo with his Night of the Goo necklace.
So yes, Patrick, you are magnificent. Thank
Adams,
you for
we're already thinking if we do it that we would love you to come film it. So
absolutely.
I just call him Adam. Joe. His name is Joe Adams, but in the chat it says Adam
Joe.
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 Yeah.
I want to talk to you.
We already.
Joe, I got more I want to talk to you about.
Yeah.
So there's more I want to discuss with you. But here's the thing. So we need to talk in the next couple of weeks. You know what? Forget it. I'll see you at GaryCon. Let's talk at GaryCon. Are you coming to GaryCon, Joe?
I don't know that Joe's coming to Gary.
So anyway, either at GaryCon or after GaryCon, I got some stuff I want to talk to you about. But here's the thing.
Here's the thing.
Mandy, listen. Can you imagine coming into that room?
Okay.
And having, now you need some risers because people are going to need to look down, but we've already flown drones over the top of it. And so we've done drone videos so you can see all of the details with all of the little accoutrements, all of the miniatures, all of that in this magnificent build that's going to, have waterfalls and secret caverns. And camera Mandy.
So
come on, chat.
I have, thanks to Pee Woo Woo, who is very good about looking up stuff for us.
Pee Woo Woo.
Yeah. That currently dungeon builds refer to mostly digital dungeon builds.
Yeah.
So,
digital.
Anyway.
Camera Mandy.
Listen.
We are talking about physical.
We are not sure this is going to happen yet. There are no promises made.
And
I will say
I am not officially announcing.
Some of my worries.
No, Nate was up. Stefan was up. They can't do it at any other convention except for Gen Con because that's where most of their people are. We will need to provide some assistance, which we can provide some assistance. I have a massive, and we can get a couple of other Dwarven Forge enthusiasts. We have a plan to section it out so everyone isn't having to build the whole thing, and you can keep track of your pieces so you don't lose your pieces. It is going to be Camera Mandy. It will be a massive attraction.
Okay, we'll talk about this a different day.
Anyway, Patrick, you are the most marvelous annoyance ever.
We have so much stuff to still get through. Matt.
Yeah, look at that.
This great mock-up of what is it called? What is that back
That's
piece
a
called?
topper.
A topper?
Isn't it a topper when you put it on a pinball machine like that?
Oh, yeah,
just called
prototyping a topper
yes.
with a map of Zyathé.
Yes.
For the Dungeons
and
Dragons.
more, because if you zoom in, you can see his little background and all the stuff that he really is beautiful. It's really a work of art and looks fabulous on top of the Dungeons and Dragons, right? Wow, Camera Mandy.
It's going to be very...
Camera Mandy, doesn't it? You sit back and you think, man, 2018.
You know what I think? You know what I sit back and I think, how has this happened?
Will you show yourself? Show yourself, Camera Mandy. Show yourself.
Oh my God!
If we're gonna have this kind
of
no.
I have so much more social media
to
show.
We will. Come
How am I every Saturday morning, on the stream, talking to people about
people you love?
I do.
It's
genuinely.
Amazing.
Genuinely.
All these
I would genuinely not do it if it wasn't something that I found enjoyable. So, genuinely speaking, though, it does blow my mind that people still show up to our stream and talk to us.
Camera Mandy, what is amazing to me is I have made so many lifelong friends. I'm at Gen Con and I'm just giving hugs and seeing all these marvelous people who I would never have known. Never. If we didn't do this goofy thing in 2018 and go to Gen Con in 2019. And we barely got in, remember that? Yeah. So we barely got in. It was didn't someone cancel or something and we ended up getting into Entrepreneurs Row and that's how we got on, because someone canceled.
Indeed.
And we were one of the best booths because we were right next to Hero Forge, who were giving away free miniatures the whole time. And so the line in front of Hero Forge was right in front of our booth.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
And we met Matt there. That's where we met Matt. And
no, Matt was Texas.
Are you sure Matt was? I think
Matt
sure
Wilcox?
Matt wasn't. Matt. No, yeah. This Matt Budakalvi.
Oh,
I think we met Matt at Gen Con.
Okay.
And
Harry.
And Harry was there. Yes. And lifelong friends. Yep. And more.
I have the winners.
Oh, well, show yourself. Stop showing me.
I have so much more stuff to show.
Just switch yourself into my window.
Hold on. I just need to figure out where the button is. There we go. Hi. I'm doing okay, guys. I promise. Okay. Our winners are Casey Rudkin.
Casey!
Woohoo! Randy Gray Fox.
Randy!
And Haunted Wolf, who's Joseph.
Oh, Joseph. Congratulations, yes. Joseph.
Congratulations.
The handles confuse me.
Yes.
I get confuzzled.
So I have our 3 winners. We will send you poker chips. And Joseph, I will bring yours to GaryCon. So.
Oh, you're not going to send them to him? You're going to bring him to GaryCon?
Yeah.
Well, why not?
Yeah. Or he can just, and he's going to run a search for Smedley so I can try some Savage World. So maybe he'll join us for that.
Honestly, I mean, the search for Smedley sounds just totally fun. I mean, the problem is you have all these things that begin to bubble up, right? Because of the canon that we've created, the things that we've done, and all these things start bubbling up, and you really want to do them. Because, like, I am committed in the next Kickstarter. In this next Kickstarter, we are doing the Mud Mounds, and we are doing the Isle of Unduulu. So that's an adventure.
Well, Casey wants a Pyramid of Norcreus.
So I know it. And the thing is, we got to do the Cyclopedia Corruptica. It's got to happen.
We have so much. What have we done? This is what I'm saying, guys. I wake up and I'm like, what is this? What is this thing? It's like a Gooey Cube that just takes and just grabs every little thing and just sucks it all in, and then we have to produce it. Anyway,
but this is marvelous. There's Grant with you. That's marvelous, and
yes.
I mean all of our friends there. And was this all at the sit and talk a bunch of crap with Alphinius?
The
GM
round
tips?
table.
Yes,
yes.
the GM. I'm not sure I gave him any GM tips because I think it was more fun just chatting.
I think it's a round table more.
It was great.
And that's our camp fireside, I think is what they call it.
Yes, and a fireside chat or something. Yes, wasn't it something that? Yes, that was what Franklin Delano Roosevelt did. He did fireside chats. I think it was.
Look at you. You're just one of the greats.
Well, and the thing about this, the wonderful thing about that party is you come and hang out, right? And you get free booze, which is probably the attraction.
We did have a lot of stuff going on this weekend.
Well, was not. I mean, I do want to say your brother's presentation to Andrea. Truly, I was I was crying. I mean, I literally was so moved.
I'm just going to run through a few more things because we have so much social media to get that we haven't even gotten to yet.
This is very cool. Amanda's artwork. Yeah. Really, really cool.
So we have someone, she's kind of new to the group, but she's been posting really cool art. Mm-hmm. So that's Amanda.
Yep.
And then we got a great review from Gaming Trend for Darkenhaven. If you haven't seen it yet, go find the link.
And if you have any compunction and you like Darkenhaven, if you hate it, please don't do it. But if you have any compunction and you have Darkenhaven and you agree with it, give them a comment there. Let them know. Give them a little love because that helps Gaming Trend, right? To have comments and those kinds of things. But we really did get a great review, and I think it's deserved in my heart of hearts. I mean, there's so much effort that was put into this by so many people, and the beauty of it, and the magnanimity, the magnificence of it. I say that with all modesty, but I think it is very, very well done, and I'm incredibly proud, and I can't wait. The Gloomport is coming soon as we can make it soon. But again, it's going to be just as big as this, and will give, I think, hours and hours and hours and hours of marvelous gaming to tables all over the world in times to come. It's wonderful.
All right. I'm going to finish off with one last thing, which is Plots in Darkenhaven.
Yes.
So this is going to start streaming from season 1 on this channel here, starting Monday night. So Monday night at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, we are going to start with season 1 and stream all of season 1 every Monday night until we get to season 2.
Oh,
what is your...
I don't know why that's going on. Something's going on.
Yeah, so please join us Monday night for this excellent production that a lot of our Gooey friends.
Oh yes, I think you'll like it. I think you'll like it. So, I think it is very, very good, and of course it's coming from Lokabut and his little crew. Mm-hmm. So I think you'll enjoy it.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, that's it for us today.
My friends, thank you for coming and joining us. I hope you all have recovered from your Genghis Khan experience. I'm working on it still. This weekend is all about the environs. I'm going to be doing that. Cameraman is going to go home and sleep, and which just shows you that I still got it.
You still got it. Yeah.
Truly, much love to you all. It was so good to see so many of you, and just spend even a little time was magnificent. And we just can't thank all of the folks who bring so much joy to the players that come and enjoy your games, and we get so much good feedback. And it just is, there's a reason that there's a reason that Genghis Khan, enjoys us and wants us there. There's also a reason why Gen Con has been so kind to us, and it's because our people are so good, our games are so good, and we bring value, and that is because of you, and we can't thank you enough. Cameraman, anything else you want to throw down before we let our folks go?
Monday night at 7 p.m.
Monday night, 7 p.m.
Yep, that's Plots in Darkenhaven.
Plots in Darkenhaven. Ha-ha! Cameraman, that's it?
May all your adventures
be sticky.
What have we done? What have we done? No, just kidding. Bye.